Well, hello. So now we will have a look at something unique to German and something very annoying, and that is separable verbs. So already, if you know that famous rant by Mark Twain about when he tried to learn German back in the days, an essay called The Awful German Language, he complains hilariously about the separable verbs. And why would he do that? Well, we have verbs like, for example, to watch TV. Well, obviously, Mark Twain didn't watch TV back then, but we do today. So we have verbs that look like this: fern and then sehen. So totally normal verb, Fernsehen. When you use it in a normal sentence, let's say you want to say, I am watching TV with my brother. Okay, then you have something like this. Ich sehe, and then let's say tonight, heute Abend, and then let's say with my brother, mit meinem Bruder, and then comes fern. So you have the one part of the verb here, and you have another of the part of the verb all the way at the very end of the sentence. And often you don't know what exactly a sentence is supposed to mean until you get to that very end here. Okay, so that is something that is very annoying to a lot of learners of German, but I'm going to try to explain it in a way that it becomes less annoying. So let's have a look at this a little bit closer. So there are a lot of German verbs that have a separable prefix, like fern here. Now, you would think that maybe if you just memorize all of those separable prefixes, that you're good to go. Then you just know which verbs do that and which words don't. However, it is much more useful to, instead of memorizing all the separable prefixes, to memorize the inseparable ones. And so inseparable prefixes are ver, often used in words like verkaufen, right? To sell. So I do not say ich kaufe ver, no, you say ich verkaufe. Then we have zer, as in zerstören, to destroy, or zerreißen, to tear apart, stuff like that. Then we have be as a prefix, and that is in words like besuchen, for example, or I don't know, some other verbs like bekommen. Okay, then we have emp. Okay, empfangen, to receive something, for example. Then we have erkennen, erlauben, erholen, and so on. Then we have ge, as in gefallen, es gefällt mir, or gelingen, stuff like that. And finally we have miss. Okay, so if you see one of those prefixes in front of a verb, you know that they are not separable. Everything else would be separable. So let me give you another example again. Let's use ver. So you would say ich, and then you say verkaufe I don't know, das Auto. See, so ver is not separable, so it stays right here. Okay. Now let's come up with the verb for with kaufen. Let's take a separable prefix for kaufen. let's say you're buying something, you're shopping for something, right? Then we say ich kaufe, let's say heute, today. Where do we go shopping? Well, of course, by Aldi, in the store Aldi. And then finally ein. Okay, so the verb einkaufen. Let's make it blue, green. Einkaufen is separable, right? Because we have this thing here. And it's not in this list up here, right? So ich verkaufe das Auto, but ich kaufe heute bei Aldi ein. So this thing goes all the way to the end. Okay. So that takes some getting used to because you don't have that in English, and I don't think in any other language. So you will have to practice that a little bit. Let's say a sentence like we take a breath, we breathe, right? So to take a breath is einatmen. And then we have a sentence like wir atmen ein. Okay, so this comes first and then this comes at the very end. So there are a lot of separable verbs, and then there's also a lot of inseparable verbs. But if you memorize these prefixes here, ver, zer, ge, be, mis, am, if you got those figured out, then you know which ones are not separable, and that is much easier than to just memorize everything that is separable. So I hope this makes some sense. Go ahead and do some exercises, figure that stuff out, get the hang of it, and I'll see you next time.